Hello everyone, welcome to the new section of this course. The title of this section is Cope-Eulerian-Lagrangian method, and in the next couple of minutes I'm going to show you the example that we're going to do in this section. So the first example is going to be a concrete beam, and as you can see we have a concrete beam here in the Eulerian domain, and then we're going to define a TNT for that, and once the explosion happens you see the damage on a concrete beam. And also in example 2, which is divided in two parts, part 1 is going to be explosion inside the pipe, and the second part is going to be the explosion outside the pipe, and you're going to see the damage on a pipe in both cases. And also the third example is going to be the explosion in the soil, as you can see and the crater which is made due to explosion. And finally example 4, which is a bird strike using a CEL method. Now I'm going to show you some of these examples. So here in the first example we have a concrete beam that we're gonna model it with a Johnson-Holmquist damage model, and as you can see we have a I-beam shape steel reinforcement in the middle of a concrete that we're going to use a Johnson-Cook damage model for that one. And also here we have a TNT that we're going to use the equation of the state and a GWL model. And if I zoom out, and we're going to have the Eulerian domain as well. For this tutorial we considered it as a void. So now I'm going to show you the result. This is a TNT. When the explosion happened, you see that how this TNT developed inside the Eulerian domain and caused damage on our concrete beam. In the next example, we're going to have an underground pipeline. So we're going to model the top part of the domain as the air using the equation of the state, and the bottom part is going to be soil, and we're going to use a Mohr-Coulomb plasticity model, and we're going to have a shell model for a pipeline, and it's going to be steel, and we're going to use a Johnson-Cook damage model for that one. And as you can see here in the middle, TNT is located there in a 0.000 that we're going to use again equation of state and JWL model. And here we can see the effect of explosion. So as you can see, TNT located there, and if I increase the frames, you're going to see that how the explosion wave develop inside the pipe, and we're going to have a full damage on our pipeline. And this is going to be the plot on a soil. So if I go up, you see that how the explosion wave moves the soil up and then it spreads it to the air. Now in the next example we're gonna move the location of the TNT, and then we're gonna locate it in the border between the air and soil. As you can see, half of it is in the air, half of it is in the soil. And now if I show you the result, you see that is the TNT, and if I increase the steps, you're going to see that the TNT, the explosion wave moved much faster in the air in comparison to the soil. But once this explosion wave reaches the pipe, it's going to deform the pipe, as you can see like this. We're going to have a full deformation, and at the top here, the explosion wave leaves the Eulerian domain. And also we can see the section cut on the soil. So if I increase the steps, you're going to see that how this soil spreads it on the air, and then we're going to have a full deformation on our pipeline. Now the next example is a kind of 2D, 3D model. We have a 3D model, but with a very small thickness, as you can see, because Eulerian domain should be in 3D model, not in 2D. So at the top we have a air, and at the bottom we have a soil, and as you can see here in the middle we have a TNT. And here, as you can see, the TNT location here in the middle, and once the explosion happened, you see that how soil spreaded in the air, and we can also see the TNT, or even we can see the the explosion wave inside the air, and also we can see the crater which is caused by the explosion here in this area. And the final example is going to be a bird strike on a wing. So as you can see, we have a Lagrangian model here as a wing that we're going to model it with a Johnson-Cook damage model. We have a Eulerian domain, and also as you can see here, we have a bird that we're going to model it with the equation of the state and USUP model. So this is going to be the result. As you can see, bird and wing. So if I increase the steps, you see that how the impact will damage a wing. So this is going to be a bird strike. So I hope that this example helps you to get the insight about Coupled-Eulerian Lagrangian model on Shop CEL method. Thank you so much for watching.